Alternative text as indicator of the educational reform in pre-university education system in Albania. Dr. Tomi Treska, Dr. Candidate Husni Elezi, Dr. Candidate Zenel Sina. The description of the context and regulatory framework. In the Albanian National Strategy of Pre-University Education 2004-2015, it is said that the process of school alternative text selection must be done based on competition and transparency. The Ministry of Science and Education will play the role of guarantee agent of quality and not the role of publishing house. The package of the alternative text is approved every academic year. The reform of alternative text took more importance after the approval of the law on pre-university education system in the Republic of Albania in 2012. The methodology. This is an empirical study. The study focuses the quality of the text used during 3 years 2010, 2011, 2012, seen from the view of different interested actors. The sample spread on random representation of the community of the parents, teachers and pupils. The quantitative component of this study is realized through the direct interviewing of teachers, pupils and parents. The data were processed through SPSS program. The results of the study during 2010. During 2010 were asked parents of different classes. Taking care of doing the pupils' homework at home, parents can also reflect on quality of text books. About 82% of parents notice that their children find difficulties with the comprehension of school materials, and 46% of them found math as the most difficult subject. The results show that 46% of the answers identify the non-qualitative text as the factor of the difficulty. Over 84% of parents answered that the authors or publishers never meet them to discuss about the text. On the other side, 14% of them accept that there have been cases when someone has met and asked them about the quality of the text. 40% of parents accept that for the quality aspect, there have been qualitative differences in school texts compared to 2 years ago. The results of the study during 2011. During 2011 were asked not only parents but also pupils. To the question, do you help your children to prepare the homework? 87% of the parents answered yes, but 67% of the children answered no. And only 31% of them answered that they were helped by parents in preparing the homework. The question related to the difficulties of understanding the lesson, 45.9% of parents were answered yes, while 51.3% of them were answered no. Pupils answered the same question as such. 67.5% of them were answered yes and 28.5% of them no. According to the question why pupils find difficulties in understanding the lesson, 44.3% of pupils answered the books are hard to understand. The same question was answered differently by the parents. Only 36.6% of them identify the low quality of the texts as a result of not understanding them. 27% of pupils think that the knowledge given in those texts is inappropriate to their age. 26% of them think that the used language is not appropriate. 20% think that there is a lack of illustrations and examples in those texts, and 19% of them think that the knowledge in those texts is incorrect. About 32% of pupils agree that the texts have been improved, but 27% think that the texts have become worse, and about 30.2% think that they have not changed. Parents have answered to the same question as follows. 19.1% think that the texts have been improved, 25% think that the texts have become worse, and 43.8% think that they haven't changed. The results of the study during 2012. Pupils themselves identify that the subjects where they find more difficulties are exact subjects and foreign language too. The answers of smaller children parents, primary school, think that beside math, 73%, Albanian language as subject is found to be difficult, 55%, and also foreign language, 32%. The poor quality of text was considered as the main reason to the difficulties, 36% of the answers. This was identified as the main reason compared to the other ones. The students of high school declare that some of the main problems with these texts are: the used language is hard to be understood, 24%. The knowledge in the text is not practical, 21%, and that there is no logical flow of the knowledge of the text, 19%. Pupils of secondary schools think that, first of all, the problem is that the knowledge of the text is of a higher level to their age, 29%. More than 40% of the pupils declare that they have discussed with their teacher, and teachers have accepted that the quality of the text is at low level. Parents have also declared the same thing as their children. 91% of pupils declare that they were not asked about the quality of school texts. 76% of the teachers declare that they were not asked about problems and difficulties they have found in those texts, and 95% of parents also declare that they were not asked, as well as their children and teachers too. 18% of parents affirm that the quality of the text has been lower than a year ago, while 71% of them accept that the quality of texts have been the same, and only 12% accept that those have been improved compared to a year ago. Only 24% of pupils declare that the quality of text during 2011-2012 was better than a year ago. About 55% of them think that the quality of text is the same, and 21% think that it has become worse. About 16% of teachers declare that the quality of text was better than a year ago. Meanwhile, 66% accept that it is the same, and 18% think it is worse. Comparative table about the quality of school textbooks during the last 3 years, 2010, 2011 and 2012. Having a careful view of the data above, we notice that, according to the parents' perception, the highest quality of the text has happened during the academic year 2009-2012, 40%. In the 2 years after 2011-2012, we notice a significant decrease of that perception, respectively with 19.1% and 12%. We explain it with the fact that parents' expectations about the quality of text after the year 2010 have been higher than the real progress of it. The other figures in this table support this thesis. Those show that the percentage of parents who think that the quality of texts during 2011-2012 compared to 2010 has been increased as follows. During 2010 it was 34%, during 2011 it has increased to 43.8%, and during 2012 to 71%, while their perception that the quality of text has become worse has been decreasing as follows. During 2010 it has been 26%, during 2012 it has increased to 25.7%, and during 2012 to 17%. The same phenomenon was noticed for pupils too. During 2011, 32.2% of them think that the quality of text is improved, 30.2% think that this quality has not changed, and 27.3% think that it has become worse, while during 2012, 24% of them think that the quality of text is increased, 55% think that the quality has not changed, is the same as last year, and 21% think that it has become worse. Although the data for teachers is only for 2012, it is in line with the tendency of parents and pupils. So 16% of teachers think that during 2012, compared to a year ago, the quality of text has been improved. Only 18% think that it has become worse, and over 66% think that its quality is the same as that of a year ago. The final conclusion: the reform of alternative text in Albania has brought qualitative improvements in its main aspects, but the rhythm of these improvements has not been at the same rapport to the expectations of the interested actors in that process: parents, pupils and teachers. Recommendations. There is a need for expanding the composition of the text selecting entities with the participation of all interested actors in the process. Parents must be involved into the entire decision-making process. The balance of participation among parents and teachers is such entities might be 30% parents and 70% teachers. Texts can be improved through establishing several mechanisms which would enable teachers, pupils and parents to give their comments, opinions, thoughts and suggestions. All this information could pass to authors and publishers of the school textbooks. We recommend that before spreading out to all schools, text must be previously piloted. The volume and quality of knowledge of the text should be in accordance with the pupil's age. The psychological adaptation of text with the pupil's age is very important. The correlation between scientific aspects and linguistic and methodological ones should be taken seriously into the consideration. Several consultations among textbook users would be useful to be organized at the end of each academic year. This process could be administered by the educational authorities. The satisfaction level of users should be established as one of the criterion to publish the text again in the coming year or not. The European University of Tirana, thank you for your attention.